Brothers and sisters, as president of the Indiana State AFL-CIO, I want to thank you for being here today. I want you to know that today, millions of Americans are standing up with us. Today and throughout this week, they're standing up to show the world that we are one. From coast to coast, working men and women are standing together to not only honor the life and the work of Dr. Martin Luther King Jr., but also to recommit themselves to fulfilling his legacy and carrying on his work. And today, on this day of remembrance and renewal, at events around the state, your fellow Hoosiers from Fort Wayne and South Bend in the north to Evansville and Jeffersonville in the south join you in this nationwide effort. My brothers and sisters, we all know what Dr. King stood for: equal rights, opportunity, and dignity for all people. Yet, unlike so many of our leaders today, he understood the fundamental human maxim that regardless of age, race, geography, economic background, regardless of all these things, we are all inextricably linked. He understood that as a society and that as a people, we either will go up together or we will go down together. 43 years ago today, Dr. King was assassinated while he was in Memphis, Tennessee, standing with city sanitation workers who went on strike after 2 of them were crushed fatally by faulty equipment. Equipment that they had complained about, but not been heard about. These public employees wanted safety on their job. They wanted fair wages. They wanted to be treated like men, like human beings. And for them, that meant that they wanted a recognized voice. They wanted their union to be recognized. We're going to show you a video in a few moments. And as that video demonstrates, they wanted what Dr. King knew that we all deserve. They wanted dignity, and they wanted respect. Now, 4 decades after Memphis and 4 decades after Dr. King was taken from us too soon, workers continue in that fight for dignity, for respect, for basic rights. The sanitation workers in Memphis won that battle, and as working people, we've won some battles since then. But the forces that would oppress have not rested. Indeed, they have regrouped, and they've gone on the offensive from New Hampshire to Wisconsin, Michigan, to Ohio, to Tennessee, to right here in Indiana, and all over this great nation. Workers are under new attacks over our ability to join together, to bargain for fair wages, safe working conditions, for dignity, and for respect. And we're being attacked not just by the faceless multinational corporations that we're used to wanting to pad their own bottom lines at the expense of all, but sometimes they're even being attacked by the very governments that are elected to represent us. These are forces of greed, and they don't care about us. They don't care about our future. They choose profits over people. They are working, brothers and sisters, to resegregate us, this time not so much due to race, but by income. Now, make no mistake about it, the attacks on public employee bargaining do hit disproportionately those of color and those who are women, but that's not really all it's about. They seek to create, as I've said many times in the past, a buyer or a beggar world, a world where the few have the means to buy all that they could want, and the many have only the right to beg for the things that they need. But we're standing here in Indiana today, and we're standing across the nation today to say we shall not be moved. Right here in Indiana, in this very building, for 36 straight days, working people came to peaceably but forcefully raise our voices in this, our house, against those assaults on the American dream. And in state after state, ordinary people are showing up to protest these amazingly coordinated attacks on our future, on our democracy. Americans are joining together today to say no, no way. We say no to the attempts to unravel Dr. King's work, to turn back the clock on the right of public employees to have a voice in their workplace. We say no to the attempts to tell teachers that their voices have no value on the issues impacting our children. We say no to the attempts to codify the shameless refusal of this governor to recognize the unions that our state employees chose in fair and contested elections. We say no to those who trumpet what Dr. King himself called the false slogan of right to work, something that provides no rights and no works. We say no to those who would seek to drive a wedge between one worker and another, to turn us one upon the other. We say no to those who would take our voice and imperil our democracy. We have come too far, brothers and sisters, and we have worked too hard to turn back now. Brothers and sisters, this struggle, the struggle in which Dr. King gave his life, continues today with the same fervor that it occurred in his time. This is a struggle for civil rights. It is a struggle for workers' rights. Put more simply, it's a struggle for human rights. It's a struggle over the right of working men and women to survive. And it's a struggle for the Indiana and the America that we all have known, a place where everyone can work and everyone who works can make it, and everyone has a right to respect and dignity for the work that they do. It's a struggle to protect our voice and our very democracy. And it's a struggle for more than that, brothers and sisters. It's also a struggle to help heal those who now cannot see, to help them learn that we really are one. That an injury to everyone happens when an injury to one occurs. We know that saying so well, an injury to one is an injury to all. We need to help our brothers and sisters who haven't heard that message to hear it. As Dr. King said, we are in this together. We shall rise together, or we shall fall together. And brothers and sisters, thank you for this strength, because this struggle is about so much more than you and I. We came to the State House each day for 36 days, and each day we greeted the person standing next to us, because this struggle is about that person too. And this struggle is about our children and our grandchildren. It's about South Bend, it's about Fort Wayne, it's about Batesville, and it's about Evansville. But it's also about New Hampshire and Tennessee, Wisconsin and Ohio. This struggle is about the soul of this great nation of ours, and it's about our destiny as a people. And know that in this struggle, as in any struggle, there are going to be both troubles and triumphs ahead. And when those troubles come, brothers and sisters, don't despair. Don't despair, because we need to remember to take faith in those times of trouble and to dig a little deeper into our well of resistance and persistence. We need to remember that Dr. King prepared us for the troubles as well as the triumphs. For Dr. King told us, when our days become dreary with low-hovering clouds of despair, when our nights become darker than 1,000 midnights, let us remember that there is a creative force in this universe working to pull down gigantic mountains of evil, a power that is able to make a way out of no way and transform dark yesterdays into bright tomorrows. Let us realize that the arc of the moral universe is long, but it bends toward justice. It bends towards justice, brothers and sisters, and thank you for helping to apply the muscle to help that bend occur. Thank you, and God bless each of you. God bless the memory of Dr. King and keep it alive each and every day.